So think of all of these people and see if you can think of what they all have in common. Think of a football coach, a whitewater rafting instructor, a primary school teacher. Think of a business leader who might be leading a small group of people. Think of a dad. What do they all have in common? Well, you might have guessed that those are things that I've done over the last 35 years. Well, they actually all involve leading groups of people. Whether those groups are 2 people or 50 or 100 people, what the leader does has a huge impact on the success of that group. And that's definitely what I've found over the last little while. What you do as a leader is one of the determining factors to whether that group is cohesive, whether it sticks together, whether it bonds and gels, or whether it's just something that's a group in name only, people would rather forget about and move on, or whether they just dread going to. And over the last 35 years, with all of the successes and loads of failures and disasters of groups that I've led, what I've discovered over time is that the training that we have as leaders in that group tends to be focused on us as leaders. It tends to be, conversational skills. It tends to be things that focus on the way that we carry ourselves, or the presence that we have, or the language that we use. When in actual fact, the success of a group that you're managing and leading and serving actually has a lot more to do with how we structure that group, how we invest in that group, how we enable the team in that group. Because if you think about the training that we have as leaders, often what we get in terms of training tends to be very context specific. And what I mean by that is it tends to be relating to the context that we're in. If you're a whitewater rafting instructor, we were taught to manage the river. We were taught how to manipulate a boat and look out for dangers on the river and how to navigate down it and how to encourage your team to be able to do the right thing at the right time. But it was very context specific to whitewater rafting, which is important, and you need to know those skills. But what I've discovered over the years is that the skills that help us lead a group in one context are often the same types of skills that we can apply to lots of different contexts. So the things that you do to manage a whitewater rafting group are the same skills that you can apply to the skills of being a football coach, or the skills of leading a group of teachers, or in a small business. And so that's what Good Groups is all about. It's all about investing in you to be able to invest in your group, to help you get the good out of your group so that you can go and do more good with your group. And so there are 3 key things that we think are super important. And so through workshops and coaching, we can help you implement 3 key methods, frameworks, and mindsets to be able to get that good out of your group. The first thing that we do is we help you understand the working genius, not only for yourself, but also for your team. The working genius is a framework that looks at productivity as a widget. So each letter in the widget speaks to a certain genius that you need to implement to be able to get things done. And the working genius framework says that everybody has 2 geniuses that give them joy and spark energy, but also there are 2 geniuses that are maybe your frustrations, or they drain your tank. And then there are 2 working competencies. And the real benefit of the working genius for your group is that you can front up to that group and lead that group based out of your genius, but you also know how to leverage those geniuses, but also compensate and allow for those frustrations in your group. Your team get a really strong sense of how they're going to work and collaborate together. The second framework that we think is really helpful for groups is called the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And this is a framework that helps you understand how well your team is operating at a level basis. So through a diagnostic tool and lots of different workshop elements, we can help you understand where in the dysfunctions your group might be sitting, and then it helps you understand what your next steps are to help you grow towards being a really effective group. It's such a powerful tool and something that you can use to really galvanize and get the good out of your group. And then the last key for group collaboration is the 5 Gs. They're simple steps that you can take to be able to get a really great group experience out of whatever session that is that you're running. Whether you're taking a small group, just a meeting with 3 people for half an hour, or whether you've got like an auditorium full of 1,000 people, these are things that are proven to be able to improve that experience right from the start all the way through to the end. And they're super simple to remember. Once you've got across them, you know them, they're like tools in your tool belt, you can roll them out, and they really do make a big difference to the groups that you're running. So there you go, 3 keys, things that we think are really important for you to be able to get across. We're really excited to be able to introduce you to those 3 steps, the Working Genius framework, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, and the 5 Gs. And those are really 3 keys, but there's so much more that we want to be able to invest in and work alongside you with. So how would you do that? How do you get involved with good groups? Well, one of the ways is to reach out to us on our website. We've got an email address at the bottom of this video you can click on, and there are lots of opportunities at goodgroups.co.nz to be able to get in touch. I'd love to be able to work with you and have a conversation about what they could look like. The other way to get in touch is our teams assessment. If you go to our website, scroll down the page, you'll see it on the right hand side there. The team assessment is just 12 simple questions that you can answer that give you an indication of how well your team's doing. At the end of that, you'll get a PDF report that gives you some ideas of where we suggest that you would start, and then a few little tips of how we think that we might be able to help you along that journey. And obviously, we're on most socials. So we're on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and also on YouTube. We'd love to see you in those places, and we'll see you on the next video.